The biggest thing that we noted was that Filipino cuisine continues to gain attention globally and move into the mainstream in areas outside of the Philippines.
Filipino food tends to be overlooked internationally, but it's gearing up to be the next big thing in the culinary world.
Filipino food's a trend, but I think we're starting to really hit mainstream America.
Kamusta mga kaProud? Today's video episode ay pag-uusapan naman natin, ano nga ba ang Filipino food?
I would say there are three major forces that impacted Filipino cuisine. First, they were a major trade partner with China. Then they were colonized by Spain for hundreds and hundreds of years. And here's where it gets complicated. They became a U.S. territory, but during that time, they were occupied by Japan during World War II. So it's messy, but it also sets up major points of great cuisine.
Filipinos are highly adaptable, and that has influenced much of our culture, attitude, and more so our identity, which leaves most, if not all visitors confused. Even we Filipinos cannot clearly define ourselves when asked inevitable questions like, ano nga ba ang Filipino food?
Filipino cuisine itself is not fusion, but it is a melting pot of cultures. I mean, you have the indigenous people, you had the Spanish that conquered later on, there's Islamic influence, there's Southeast Asian influences. And I like the notion of this rich cuisine with all of its component and constituent ingredients.
Filipino food is not something you'll be like, wow, that looks amazing. But you'll be like, wow, that smells good. I want to try it.
We had to find a way to get people to know what Filipino food was, to kind of get interested in our food.
Filipino cuisine is a unique blend of indigenous, Spanish, Chinese, and American influences, which is reflected in restaurant menus. Unlike other cuisines, Filipino menus often feature rice as a staple, served with every meal.
Lots of love. Every time I cook, love, love, love.
We tancha here, which means like we kind of pour. So instead of measuring meat, yeah, but he can explain it better.
Tancha in the Filipino culture is like Filipinos don't really use like measuring cups.
Yeah.
They just like feel it and be like, oh, that's what it is.
Filipino cuisine is deeply rooted in home cooking and family traditions. It is easy to identify Filipino food because it has those festive, vibrant colors and the special way it is served, like using those banana leaves, which can create a truly wonderful sight on the table.
This is so good, man. But when you taste Filipino food, you taste the history.
500 years of Spanish rule, the Chinese influences even before that.
And the American gave you Spam. Yeah.
This is our most popular item.
The star of the show being the creme caramel topped ube cupcake.
So people come for miles just to come and photograph this thing.
They do.
Fantastic. I taste the honey, the sweetness of the corn. It doesn't seem over-sweetened.
The best compliment, an older Asian person can say about dessert is that it's not too sweet.
At sa ngayon nga, Filipino food ay talagang sumisikat na, mula kay celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, hanggang sa pagbisita ng mga Michelin guide para i-rate at mabigyan ng Michelin star ang mga deserving Filipino restaurant sa Pilipinas. Pasalamat din sa mga kababayan natin sa ibang bansa na itinataguyod ang Filipino food. To the highest standard pa yan, kaProud.
Filipino food movement, I think I absolutely feel like I'm a big part of that. And I've definitely used my culture, who I am and what I'm about and how I was raised to definitely help have that awareness for people of who I am and what our country is about. I feel really proud of that. I feel proud to be a Filipino American. It was the way that I was raised, and I'm very, very proud of that.
Criteria, quality of ingredients used, mastery of flavor and technique, and the personality of the chef in the cuisine.
Ngayon nga ay nagbunga ang paghihirap at sakripisyo ng ating kabayan para tuluyan ng makilala at ma-break natin ang barrier sa pagitan ng Michelin star standards at Filipino food.
I'm Jeannie Kwan.
I'm Tim Flores, and we're the chef owners of Kasama in Chicago.
Kasama in Tagalog means together, and it kind of symbolizes our backgrounds coming together.
In April 2022, Kasama made history as the first Filipino restaurant to be awarded a coveted Michelin star.
We got the call, and I was like, Jeannie, I think this is it. And as we were like getting together to answer the phone call, we missed it.
It's just kind of validation for all the work that our team has put into it.
Napakalaking karangalan at pagkakataon na nga ito hindi lamang para sa Kasama Restaurant, pagkus ay mabigyan na rin sana ng tuluyang pansin at makilala at mapasama na rin sa listahan ang iba pang mga Filipino restaurant sa buong mundo.
So impressive and beautiful. We feel like y'all are culinary royalty in our kitchen. The Michelin, how did it feel to get that Michelin star?
It was insane.
Come on.
We weren't even thinking about that. We just wanted to do a tasting menu and try to make it. And when we got that call, it was insane.
To hear your parents say they're so proud they tell all their friends.
At sobrang rewarded naman ang ating kabayan sa dami ng TV exposure at guestings. Pero ang importante ay nalalagay at bumibida na ang ating pagkaing Pinoy sa ibang bansa.
This morning, we're showcasing Filipino food and the stories and culture that make this cuisine so unique.
This Filipino breakfast sandwich was my favorite bite in Chicago.
That's a majority of our customer base is non-Filipinos. Part of our goal is to just introduce more people to Filipino food and again, like the way we write our menu and the way we sell our food, it just helps to sell that stuff.
It's so easy. It seems like there's more ingredients than just soy sauce, vinegar, and garlic.
Oh my God. No wonder why you get the Michelin star. All of it. So delicious.
Mix things up in there.
Mix it up. It is so good.
Ilan lamang yan sa mga reaksyon ng tunay na sarap ng Filipino food. Kailangan mo nga lamang dayuhin sa Chicago ang Kasama Restaurant para sa first-hand experience ng Michelin Star Filipino Restaurant. Sa Pilipinas kaya, kailan magkakaroon ng local Filipino restaurant na may Michelin Star?
Is it worth it?
100% worth it. Chicago tonight. The James Beard Awards taking place tonight at the Lyric Opera House.
Chicago won 2 awards. Westtown restaurant Kasama won for Best Chefs in the Great Lakes region.
At idagdag mo pa ang James Beard Award sa karangalan ng mag-asawang owner ng Filipino Team Kasama Restaurant.
Husband and wife owners Jeannie Kwan and Tim Flores getting the audience to laugh as they accepted their award.
Kasama na nga sa nakatanggap ng James Beard Award ay si Erwan, na pilantropo din sa pagpapalaganap ng Filipino food. Mabuhay ka, Insan Erwan, hanggat gusto mo!
In fact, one of our largest revenue streams as a country are Filipinos who are working overseas, yet not a lot is known about our culture or our food. Tons of people have said Filipino food is the next big thing, and I'm obsessed with trying to figure out how to make it just the big thing.
I think, with the things like with the tater tots and then the sisig, instead of using, ears or noses or head, which is typical with the sisig, using a pork belly, using a cut of meat that's more familiar. I think it'll warm people up. I think it's a good stepping stone to getting people familiar with Filipino cuisine.
Sa tingin ninyo, kaProud, sapat na ba ang recognition ng ating Filipino food? Maihihilera na ba siya sa Indian, Japanese o Chinese food sa larangan ng kasikatan?
It's the #1 food amongst foodies. As far as why it hasn't broke out to mainstream yet, maybe because your food is too good. It's too authentic, it's too good, that it just, larger society hasn't caught up to it yet.
Maraming salamat sa iyong panonood at siguraduhin nakasubscribe ka na at notification on para updated ka sa susunod pa nating Proud Filipino Moments videos. Hanggang sa muli, paalam!